Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the OLEVS 3696. Let's start with the wrist check. I'm wearing this Mark Farewell 6700 homage to a Richard Mille. Yes, I say Richard Mille. I don't say Ricard Mille. And Grego's wearing my Umashi. There's no reference number for this Umashi, but it looks like a Daytona homage, and it's got a VK63 in it and Arabic numerals. Grego said Lando decided to take on the Jedi Academy's Dusting Beaver as a client. He told Luke before they cut his first album they need to build awareness by posting videos of him singing on social media. Luke said, "Have you considered Tic Tac?" Lando said, "Don't you mean TikTok?" Luke said, "No, Tic Tac. Your breath is terrible." Alright, let's take a look at the watch. This is an OLEVS, so OLEVS has a brand ambassador, Iko Uwais. He's a famous Hollywood movie and television superstar. So here's the watch. And let me get the hands out of the way. And it's not a bad looking watch. It looks a lot like a Nautilus, which is the point. Except for it doesn't have a Nautilus style bracelet. Another OLEVS on my channel. I put OLEVS in the same league as Podagar. This 3696 is a homage to the world's most coveted integrated bracelet sports watch, the Patek Philippe 5711 Nautilus. A watch so popular that Patek quit making it because they were sick of people complaining they couldn't get one. Unlike the 5711, which is a solid steel automatic with solid steel H-link bracelet, this 3696 is a chrome-plated quartz with, oddly enough, a hollow oyster-style bracelet, which I really didn't see coming. At least it isn't one of those fake H-link bracelets that seems very common in Nautilus homages in this price range. This watch was $35 when I purchased it, but $42 at the time of this review, which seems kind of high. This watch comes in 6 colorways. If you like your watches chrome-plated, there are blue, white, sky blue, and gray dials, with the latter two not having the teak pattern. If gold is your thing, there's a rose gold with brown or white dials. The watch is 39.2 millimeters if you measure at the flats of the bezel, but 44 millimeters if you measure from crown guard to ear. It's 47.7 millimeters long with inverted end links. It's 10.4 millimeters thick with a flat crystal. And the lug width does not apply, but it's 26 millimeters where the bracelet meets the case. And it only tapers down to 22, so it's a fairly wide bracelet. And weighs 127 grams on the supplied hollow bracelet with 2 links removed. The bezel looks like a Nautilus, and it's got these vertical brush marks, but this is a chrome-plated watch. So when you have brushing and chrome plating, it doesn't always look the best. This one's fair. I've seen a lot worse, but I've seen better. Then we have the dial. The dial has a teak pattern, and not all colorways have that teak pattern. We have the OLEVS name and logo up top, with the crown being at the 12. And then it says Quartz on the bottom. No mention of water resistance. You just get your basic 30. And then we have the baton indices and the minute markers. And as you can see where the indices are angled, they're kind of angled there. And then we have the hands. The hands are round at the tips, but stick hands with round ends. Then we have a spear tip second hand with a dot for counterbalance. And then we have a date at 3 with no border. Then we have a sign push-pull crown, and the crown actually has been pretty decent. It doesn't seem all loose. And then when you go to set it, see, no minute hand jump. So as long as you're careful, no minute hand jump. So that's great on a very affordable Quartz AliExpress watch. Then we have the crystals, mineral glass, and flat. Nothing special about it, does the job. And then we have the case. The case is a chrome-plated alloy with brushing up top, polished on the sides. And I already mentioned my opinion on brushing and chrome plating. But it's nicely shaped, and does have inverts for the links, so it does wear a little bit smaller. Then we have the case back. It says OLEVS quartz movement, stainless steel back, then 3 ATM water resistance. So underneath the case back is the SL28 quartz movement. When it comes to Chinese quartz movements and watches in this price range for a 3-hander with a date, the SL28 is my preferred movement because it seems to have the least amount of minute hand jump. And as you can see with this one, I haven't had any, so I'm really happy with that. I sure prefer it to the Japanese PC21S, which I just think is the worst of the bunch. I just never have a good experience with that one. Then we have the bracelet. Bracelet, once again, is an oyster style, which is unusual for a Nautilus homage. And so we have these little connectors linked, but look at that. We got a lot of jangle and a lot of play where it connects. And as you can see, we have split pins there holding it in. So if you need to remove the bracelet, you can. And this is a hollow bracelet. So we have split pin connectors. And then we have a signed clasp, but there is no micro adjust on this clasp, which is unfortunate. If you're going to have a clasp instead of a butterfly clasp on a Nautilus homage, at least give us some micro adjust. Here's the watch and my 7.5-inch wrist. That looks nice. It wears nice. It's fairly thin, and since it has the inverted end links, it wears fairly small. I only removed 2 links though. Now they're big links, but there's no way that these 2 links equals an inch. So this does not get the Joe Hain Silver approval. I'd have to remove 1 more link to get that. And once again, this is a 22mm bracelet at the clasp, so it's a wide bracelet. Here we are in the lume room. Just wearing this watch for review purposes gave me no indication whatsoever that it even had lume, so I'm not expecting much. As we speed up the time, the baton indices fade almost immediately. The major hands are not far behind. At least the hands beat the markers, but this is poor lume indeed and should be better considering the price of this watch. What I like about this watch, it looks and wears nice. I didn't mention this before, but a lot of these Nautilus homages in this price range are super thin bezels, and this one is not. So this one has a nice looking bezel compared to a lot of them. And it has an SL28 movement, and I haven't experienced any minute hand jump with this particular one. What are my gripes and groans? The lume is just downright horrible. And if you're going to give us a traditional clasp instead of a butterfly, at least give us some micro adjust. And the bracelet's short. I only removed 2 links. Plus there is a kind of rattle due to how it's connected to the case. Do I recommend this watch? I don't like playing the you can get more watch for the money game, but there's no way I can recommend this watch at the $42 they are now charging for it. If you have any interest at all in this watch, you better be able to pile on coupons, coins, and sales to get the price down into the 20s before you would even consider this. Well, thank you for watching my review of the OLEVS 3696, and I will be back with another review. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel. And if you like this watch anyway, despite the price, and like I said, if you can find coupons, sales, and coins, be sure to use my affiliate link and I'll get a tiny commission, but those tiny commissions do add up. And I'd like to thank my Members Choice members. Last time I looked, there was 11 of you. And the vote is official. The Watchdog won, and I ordered it the other day, and the Watchdog is on the way. Only members will be able to get to see the unboxing video, but everybody gets to see the review, but the members get a week-long head start on the review. Bye.